So let's begin taking a cross-legged position on our mat. Just to take some time to set an intention and to just calm the mind. So take a deep breath in and exhale fully. Just every time you take a breath, you feel like you can deflate some of the thoughts and some of that monkey mind that is going past in the forefront of your mind. Take another deep breath in and exhale fully. While your palms are rested on your thighs, the eyes are softly closed, lifting the chest maybe a little bit higher to elongate the spine, having that sense of accomplishment, having come to the mat already. Take another deep breath in and exhale out. And gently start to bring the palms together into prayer, honoring your intention. Perhaps keeping your eye on what you would like to see or feel from this practice. What result would you like to gain? Perhaps a little more patience, a little less judgment. Let's take a deep breath in. Inhale, take the prayer hands all the way up, set the intention free, and exhale, bring them back into your heart. And then let's take the hands behind us on the mat, just right behind the hips, rotating the fingers away from the hips, roll the shoulders back, bringing the shoulder blades close together, and then lift your chest, lift your chin towards the ceiling, pitching the head back. And see about opening the mouth really wide to stretch the face. And now bring the chin into the chest, still keeping the shoulder blades back, stretching the back of the neck. Only to bring the head back to neutral. And now inhale, raise the arms all the way up. Only to exhale, press the palms down towards the floor. Again, inhale, raise the arms all the way up, scoop the air. Exhale, press the air down below you. Inhale, raise the arms all the way up overhead. And then exhale, lower them down towards the floor. One more time, really feel the space around you as you inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And now bring the palms into heart center, into prayer. Only to bring the palms down onto your thighs and go for a couple shoulder rolls to the back, just to get a good slip in the shoulder blades, between the shoulder blades and the spine, getting some mobility in the muscles there. And then be able to teeter-totter your head right and left, ear to shoulder, just a couple times here, back and forth, just to loosen up and stretch behind the ear to the shoulder. And then eventually, after this last round, bring the head back to neutral. Preparing to come onto your hands and knees. So flipping over and coming onto all fours, ensuring that your hands are maybe a handprint above the shoulder line and the knees are directly under the hips. So we can do some rocking motion here. So curl the toes under so you can get a nice stretch in the toes and the arches. And then send your hips back over your heels just to give yourself that first initial stretch. And then let's inhale, rock your upper body weight over those wrists. Only to exhale, take the hips back over the feet. Again, inhale, come forward, put some pressure into the forearms, coming to a 45-degree angle. And then exhale, bring the hips back over the feet. Again, inhale, come forward, draw the navel into the spine to protect the back. So maybe you can lift the chest and chin here. Then exhale, bring the hips back over the feet. Again, inhale, come forward, lift the chest, lift the chin. And then exhale, stretch over the feet. This time come up and lift the chest, lift the chin, really dunk the hips good this time. And then exhale, bring the hips back over the feet. This time come up over the wrists, but see about straightening the knees and now lifting into a high plank, high push-up position, right? Getting the shoulders over the wrists, thighs are engaged, all 10 toes are spread here. Keep the shoulders back and then exhale the knees down, bring the hips back over your feet again. So let's do these two. Inhale, come up into plank, high push-up, exhale knees, hips back over the feet. Keep those toes curled under to stretch the arches. Once again, inhale, come through plank, nice high push-up position. And then exhale, knees down and hips back over the feet, stretching here. Now, inhale, come over the wrist, lift up to plank. And then see if now, shift your body back into downward facing dog. Hips in the air, spreading all 10 fingers, pressing your heels down as your feet are hip width distance apart. Give your head a little shake of a no, getting your neck nice and loose. And then slightly bend your right knee, looking under your left arm to give yourself a nice stretch through the back of the left leg. Only to switch and straighten the right knee, bend the left knee and look under the right arm so you can give yourself a nice stretch there. Only to straighten both legs and inhale, come forward to plank position, nice and strong here. And exhale back into downward facing dog. Let's do this a couple times. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale back, downward facing dog, pressing the chest towards the thighs more and more. Inhale, come forward to plank, just shifting the body forward. And then exhaling back, downward facing dog. Pausing here. Once again, all 10 fingers are spread, all 10 toes are spread, shoulders are slid back. And then on your next inhale, lift the heels up as high as you can. And exhale, lower them down. Inhale, lift the heels up as high as you can. Keep your knees straight. And exhale, lower those heels down. One more time. Inhale, lift the heels up as high as you can. And exhale, lower them down. Only to take a walk to the top of the mat, bringing the feet together so all 10 toes line up next to each other as well as your fingertips. Spreading all 10 toes and then laying them back down onto the mat and relax your head and your shoulders. Give it another shake of the head here. And just feel the spine elongating, feel the back of the thighs and the lower back kind of pull like taffy here with your upper body weight. And then be able to bend the knees softly here and exhale, straighten them. Once again, inhale, bend the knees and exhale, straighten them. One more time, bend the knees here and exhale, straighten. Only to bend the knees and then slowly roll up. So using the thighs and the abdomen to roll through the whole entire body until you get to the very top where the shoulders are going to come back over the hips and the head is the last thing to stack on top. And then, give yourself a couple shoulder rolls here. It's going to feel good while that blood pressure regulates out from being upside down. To eventually align yourself, feeling all 4 corners of both feet. Feel the floor and bring your hands into heart center, into prayer. And just pause. And in the pause, just preparing yourself as we go through the sequence and getting these postures in our bodies before setting them into a flow. So here we go. On the next inhale, take your prayer hands all the way up overhead. And exhale, let's dive down to our toes where our fingers can meet with our toes, folding in half. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift your chest, lift your chin away from the thighs, keeping the shoulders back. And let's take the right leg back into a lunge, staying low with the hands even with the front foot to get the shoulders back. Lunge deep and really stretch that back leg. Keep the jaw soft. And then we're going to take the left leg and meet it back with the right into downward facing dog here. Only to inhale, come forward to plank, And on our knees, chest, chin, where the knees come down, the chest is going to go between the palms and the chin will lay. And on the inhale breath, come to a nice little Bhujangasana, little baby cobra, pointing the toes, lift the chest, lift the chin. And this exhale, push off, maybe bend through your body to get back into downward facing dog, really utilizing all the joints here. And being able to spread the fingers, spread the toes. Once again, feet are hip width distance apart, and the head is relaxed as the tailbone comes up to the sky. On the next breath, you're going to utilize that to look at the top of the mat, and you're going to bend into the knees slightly, drawing the hips back like you're going to hop. But let's take a walk and just giant step the right foot and then the left foot to the top of the mat, elongating the spine, stretch it away from the thighs, and then exhale, lower the chest and chin down for a forward bend. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead, reach to the ceiling, and then exhale the arms down by your side. Once again, inhale, take the arms up overhead, and let's exhale down to the toes so we can do all of that on the other side. Relax the head when you get there. And then inhale, lift the chest, lift the chin, draw the shoulders back, and let's take the left leg back now to the back of the mat for that nice deep lunge where the hands, once again, are even with the front foot. Shoulders are back, getting any wiggles out of the way because the hips might still be a little tight here. We're not quite warm. And then pick up that right foot and place it back into downward facing dog with the left, relaxing the head. And then lifting up through a nice plank position, nice high push-up, lowering knees, chest between the palms and chin so the tailbone sticks up there. Slither through and point the toes, lifting up for a little baby cobra to get the back warm. And then pushing back into downward facing dog, moving through the knees and the hips and the shoulders. Once again, spreading all 10 fingers and all 10 toes. Maybe you get a good press towards the thighs here with the chest. And now let's inhale, lift the heels up nice and high. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale, lift the heels up nice and high, keeping the knees straight. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale, lift the heels up high. Look at the top of the mat. Bend into the knees like a rabbit. And then giant step left foot and right foot to lengthen the spine at the top of the mat. And then exhale, lower it down, forward bend. Inhale, reach all the way up to stand. Push through your feet. And bring the arms down by your side here. Take a deep breath and exhale out of the mouth. Only to inhale, take the arms up overhead. Let's go right back in. Exhale, swan dive down to the toes, fingers in line with the toes. Inhale, lift halfway up, draw the shoulders back, feel the back of the thighs, and then plant the hands, come back into plank, and lower halfway plank. Flip or roll over the toes. Find a good upward facing dog where the thighs are lifting up off the floor now like a hammock. And then roll or flip over those same feet to go back to downward facing dog since they are your feet. Get a good press here in downward facing dog. And then we're going to bring the right foot to the top of the mat. So bring it up where your hands are. Shoulders are back. Lengthen out through the back leg. And then take your right arm all the way up and twist. Ensuring that as you're lunging into this right knee, that the knee doesn't drift away from you, so it doesn't drift away from the chest. It almost wants to come in towards your left shoulder. And then exhale the right hand down here. And then prepare, because your legs are going to stay exactly where they are. You're just going to bring your upper body all the way up to balance. So keep the back heel up. So both hips are facing the front of the mat and the arms are up overhead. And as you're lunging, you're really stretching the back leg out. Taking the arms out like the letter T, like an airplane, and then twisting to the right. Even rotate the palms up so you get a nice rotation in the shoulders here. Lunge a little deeper. And then as you inhale, come forward and bring the arms back up overhead. Take an inhale breath, and as you exhale, bring the palms into your heart. Spin the back heel completely down, setting yourself up for Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So both feet are planted. You're lunging into the right knee, making sure that right knee is to the right of the big toe as you lunge, keeping the arms stretched out. I want you to flip the front palm and now stretch your upper body to the wall behind you for a nice radiant warrior or a reverse warrior. And then come back into that warrior two position. Once again, inhale, take the upper body back and stretch. Keep lunging into the knee, and then exhale, come back forward. One more time, stretch back, but this time straighten the knee and engage the thighs here. Go for a big stretch. And then exhale, come up and over with straight knees still, but send the upper body forward as the hips kick back. And coming down into triangle, Trikonasana, where your hand can touch the ankle, the shin, or perhaps even the floor, and then take the left side of your body and your left arm and reach it up towards the ceiling. So there's a little bit of a spinning action through the chest that's going to help open up that left hip. Keeping both knees straight, keep the thighs engaged here so you're strong from the hips all the way down to the floor to your toes. Inhale, take it all the way up. Go for a radiant triangle, so you're going to still stretch that upper body towards the wall behind you with straight knees. And you're going to exhale, come all the way back down into that triangle position again. Inhale, come all the way up and back and stretch here. Only to come down into a lunge, taking the hands all the way to the floor. And you're going to send your right leg straight back into a high push-up, that high plank position, and lower halfway plank. Coming up over the toes for a nice upward dog where the thighs stay up off the floor, or if you need to do cobra, that's fine too. And then go back into downward facing dog, establishing your own transitions here. So know if you can push through planks or you're able to bend the knees, go with what's right for your body. In the next breath, see about taking your left foot to the top of the mat and taking that lunge now with the hands even with the front foot and the shoulders are back. And now let's lift the left arm up, so really ground the right hand and lifting the left side of your body up, keeping the shoulders back, and get a nice deeper lunging experience here through that left knee without letting it drift away from your shoulders. And then on the exhale breath, we're going to take that left hand all the way back down to the floor, setting up to come up with the upper body. So steady yourself here, lifting all the way up with the upper body so the back heel stays up. Remember, the back heel stays up so both hips are facing the front, arms up overhead, and stretching the back leg. Take the arms out like the letter T, like that airplane position, and twist to the left so you get a nice long spine. You can lunge a little deeper here and stretch the back leg, like stretch that back heel into space. And then come back into center, raise the arms up overhead, keep the shoulders down. And then bring the hands into prayer, spinning the back heel down, setting up for Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Where your left knee now, when you look at it, will be at the left of the big toe. As you lunge deep into this left knee, keep the back knee straight so you're stable and the shoulders are down. Flip your left palm. Inhale, take your upper body back, stretching to the wall behind you. Reverse the warrior, and then come back to the Warrior 2 position. Inhale, take the arms all the way back in the upper body, and then exhale, come back into Warrior 2. One more time, stretch it back, but start to straighten that left knee now and engage the thigh. Don't just lock out the joints. So when you come up and over with straight knees, you can tilt the hips back and send the chest out towards the left toes and be able to then dip down into triangle or Trikonasana, taking the left hand down to the ankle, the shin, or the floor, and sending the right arm up towards the ceiling, opening up the chest. So you're rolling the left ribs under and the left hip under. So you can encourage an opening sensation through the right side of the body as you ground the back leg with strength. On your next inhale breath, stay strong and firm here in the lower body. Inhale, come all the way up and stretch back into a radiant triangle. So keeping the knees straight, stretching back. And then exhale, come all the way back down over that left leg. Once again, inhale, come all the way up and radiant, that triangle, stretching back to the wall behind you. Feel that in the left side. And then exhale, bend into the left knee, come down to a low lunge to the floor. So then you can send the left leg straight back into plank and lower halfway plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up over the toes, find a nice upward dog, stretch out, lift your heart, and then exhale back, downward facing dog, pressing the chest towards the thighs as you press the heels down towards the earth. Inhaling and exhaling. Even take an inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. Give yourself a sigh. Now here we go. Inhale, lift the heels up as high as you can, and then take a walk or even hop to the top of the mat. But make sure you stretch out the chest away from the thighs when you get to the top, and exhale, lower it down. Inhale, reach all the way up to stand, and bring your hands into heart center, into prayer. Now we're going to put all of that together, moving with breath. So remember, follow the breath and let the breath lead the body. Take a deep inhale and exhale out. And now inhale, take the arms up overhead, only to exhale, hinge at the waist, folding yourself in half as you dive down to your toes. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift halfway up, draw the shoulders back, lift the chest. And then exhale, take the right leg back into a lunge, staying low with the hands to the floor. Only to plant the hands and take the left leg back into downward facing dog here. And then your next inhale, you're going to ripple forward to a plank. So you're going to come forward into that high push-up position. You're going to exhale, lower down half plank. You're going to inhale, come up over the toes, lift up, draw the shoulders back for upward dog. And then you're going to exhale, roll or flip over the feet into downward facing dog here. Take a breath, inhaling and exhaling. Keep the shoulders plugged back. Raise the heels up as high as you can and walk the left foot to the top of the mat. Shoulders are back. And then chase it with the right, elongating the spine, taking the chest away from the thighs, and then forward bend, relaxing the head. Inhale, raise yourself all the way up to stand, reaching up overhead, only to dive back down to your toes where those fingers can meet up with them. Once again, relax the head. Inhale, lift halfway up, lift your chin, lift your chest, keep your shoulders back, and now take your left leg back into a lunge, staying low. Shoulders back again, only to pick up the right foot, place it back into downward facing dog here. Inhale, ripple forward and come to that high push-up position. Shoulders stay back, thighs are engaged as you lower halfway. Inhale, come up over the toes, float the thighs above the floor for upward dog, and then exhale back, downward facing dog. Feet are hip width distance apart. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, walk the right foot to the top of the mat. Now keep the hands down. And now inhale, lift your right arm up into the air, twisting. Only to exhale, take the right hand down. And now inhale, lift your upper body up for that big lunge. Keep the heel up in the back, raise the arms up. And now exhale, twist to the right, open the arms out like the letter T, palms facing up. Inhale, come back in the center, raise the arms all the way up, and on the exhale, spin the back heel down, surf your mat in Warrior Two. Inhale, stretch your upper body back to the wall behind you, keep the bend in the knee, and then exhale, come back to Warrior Two. Inhale, stretch your upper body back, and then exhale, come back into Warrior Two. This time, inhale, stretch your upper body back, but start to straighten the right knee. Engage the thighs here, nice and strong. So when you come up and over, you come into triangle, dipping the upper body down, and the right hand comes down with the left arm up to the ceiling. Inhale, come up over the body and stretch the upper body back while the knees are straight now. And then exhale, dip back down into that triangle position, opening the left side. One more. Inhale, radiant your triangle. Stretch your upper body to the wall behind you and then bend into the right knee and take the hands down to the floor. So you can send the right arm all the way up and get a little extra twist on that right hip. And then exhale, take the right hand down. Inhale, take the right leg straight back to plank now. And then lower halfway. Inhale, come up to upward dog or rest the thighs and take a cobra. And then exhale back, downward facing dog, pushing the heels down towards the earth, plugging the shoulders back. Let's take the left foot to the top of the mat now, keeping yourself low, hands down, and now lift the left arm up on the inhale breath to twist. Only to exhale, take the left hand back down and prepare yourself to bring your upper body up on the inhale, keeping the back heel up in this nice big lunge. Open up on the exhale to twist to the left, and then inhale, bring yourself back into center, raising the arms up. As you exhale here, now open to the right side of your mat into warrior two, like you're surfing the mat. Inhale, take the upper body back and radiant the warrior. And then exhale, come back into warrior. Keep bending into the left knee. Inhale, stretch your upper body back. Return to warrior two. Inhale, stretch your warrior back, but now straighten that left knee. And then exhale, come up and over straight legs to come into triangle, Utthita Trikonasana, stretching the right side of the body. Inhale, come all the way up and over, stretching the upper body back. Exhale, come all the way down that left leg, raising the right side up. One more time. Inhale, come all the way up and back to stretch the back wall. And then as you come forward, lunge into the left knee, take your hands down to the floor, lift your left arm up on the inhale breath, and then exhale, lower the left arm down. Inhale, take the left leg straight back to plank, high push-up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, come up over the toes. Really shine your heart here as you lift your chest, and then exhale back, downward facing dog. Shoulders are back, jaw is relaxed. Inhale, lift the heels up as high as you can here. On the inhale breath, lift. And then exhale, lower them down. Inhale, lift up the heels and either walk or hop to the top of the mat, bringing the feet together. And inhale, lift the halfway mark. And then exhale, lower down into forward bend. Inhale, reaching all the way up to stand. Bringing the hands into heart center, into prayer. One more time. One more round. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, reach. And as you exhale, swan dive down to the toes where your fingers can meet with them. Inhale, lift halfway up, draw the chest away, shoulders come back. Exhale, taking the right leg back into a lunge, nice and deep here. Only to pick up that left foot and place it back into downward facing dog on your exhale breath. Inhale, come forward to plank now, shoulders a little above the wrists here, thighs are engaged. So when you exhale, you can go halfway down with that plank. Inhale, come up over the toes, find that lift in upward dog, and exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. And now take your left foot to the top of the mat. Lunge here. Bring your right foot with you to meet at the top of the mat. Lift halfway. Feel the back of the thighs now. And then exhale, lay it out. Inhale, reach all the way up to stand. Push. Only to go right back down to your toes, hinging at the waist. Try to keep your weight forward here. And now inhale, lift halfway up, shoulders are back. Really feel the back of the thighs kicking in now. And then take your left leg back into a nice low lunge, keeping the hands even with the front foot, only to hollow out the belly to pick up the right foot, place it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Use the whole inhale to get there and use the whole exhale to lower halfway. Use the whole inhale to come all the way up, press through the floor, lift. And use the whole exhale to go back into downward facing. Now inhale, take your right foot to the top of the mat into a lunge. Again, that right foot needs to come to both hands there. And then on your next inhale, you're going to raise the right arm up to twist. And then you're going to exhale, lower that right hand down. You're going to inhale, use the upper body to come all the way up. Remember, back heel stays up here. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead. And then exhale, twist to the right, open the arms out like an airplane or like the letter T here to twist. And inhale, coming back into center, bring the arms up. Exhale, go to now the left side and open and surf your mat into warrior two, heel is down. Inhale, radiant the warrior, stretch your upper body back. Exhale, come return into warrior two. Inhale, stretch the body back. Exhale, come back into warrior two. One more time, but now straighten the knee on your way back. Really engage the thighs here, and then exhale, come up and over, down into triangle, lifting the left side of the body and stretching it out. Inhale, come back to a radiant triangle, so stretch your upper body back with straight knees. And then exhale, go back down into Utthita Trikonasana, lifting the left arm up. Last one, inhale, radiant that triangle, stretch the upper body back, and then lunge down to the floor, hands connect to the floor, stay low. Inhale the right arm up to get that last little tweak in the hip, and then exhale, right hand goes down, so the inhale breath can take the right leg back into plank, using the whole exhale to that halfway lower. Inhale, come up over the toes, really shine your heart, stretch your eyes up, and then exhale back, downward facing dog. Relax your jaw, relax your face. Inhale the left foot to the top of the mat. Breathe here. Take the shoulders back and take the next inhale to lift the left arm up. Exhale, the left arm comes down. Keep the back heel up. Inhale, come all the way up to that big lunge, arms up overhead. And then exhale, twist to the left, open the arms out. Inhale, come back into center, raise the arms all the way up, only to exhale, spin the back heel down, surf your mat, and warrior two. Inhale, stretch your warrior back by reversing it, and then exhale, come back into warrior two. Lunge deeper here. Inhale, stretch your warrior back. Exhale, lunge a little deeper. Inhale, stretch back, but start to straighten that left knee. Remember, nice and strong from the hips down. And come up and over so you're nice and sturdy when you come into triangle, lifting the right arm up. Inhale, stretch all the way back with the knees straight. And then exhale, go back down with straight knees into triangle, lifting the right side. And then once again, inhale, come back, stretch. And then come through a lunge, bending into the left knee, but stay low. Hands come down, heel is up. Inhale, take the left arm up, stretch here, and then exhale, left arm goes down. Inhale, left leg goes straight back to plank. Exhale, take the whole exhale to go halfway. Inhale, take that full upward dog, and take the full exhale to go back into downward facing dog. This is the big dog here, so thighs are engaged, back is strong, sucking the belly in. Relax your face, relax your jaw. All 10 fingers are spread, all 10 toes are spread. Just keep breathing. Really enjoy this last down dog here. Inhaling and exhaling. And bend your right knee and look under your left arm. Straighten that knee and now bend your left knee and look under your right arm, getting a little tweak in the back and the pelvis here. And then straighten both legs, only to inhale, lift the heels up as high as you can and press your chest towards your thighs while your heels are up in the air. Get that really nice extension in the back of the thighs up to the glutes. And then eventually let's float the knees down, bring the big toes together, lay the toes out, and take a nice child's pose, Balasana. Take your forehead to the floor and then bend your elbows, bringing your palms together. Take a big breath. And exhale, feeling the back ribs stretch with every breath through your lungs. And take your right arm down by your side. Let the wrist rest on the floor for a breath. Down by your side. And then bring the right arm back and take the left arm, rotate it down so the left wrist and the forearm rest on the floor here. Take a breath. And then bring that left arm back. Only to bring yourself up and now take a cross-legged position on your mat. With the palms facing down on your thighs. Relax the shoulders, sit up tall. And then let's just begin by a couple shoulder rolls here. Feel things out now that you're good and warm, and you're good and heated. Just rolling the shoulders back and down. And then teeter-tottering the head right and left, ear to shoulder, just like we did in the beginning. So it kind of feels good to revisit some of these same movements now that you're nice and warm, going back and forth and coming back in the center. Take the hands behind the hips. Take the shoulders back, lift the chest. And then once again, pitch the head back, lift the chin up towards the ceiling. Open the mouth really wide, stretch your face, stretch your facial expression. And then keeping the shoulders back, bring the chin into the chest, kind of rock side to side with the head a little bit there. Really feel that good squeeze you get now that you're warm. And then make your way onto your back now with your knees bent and your feet flat, arms down by your side. Toes facing the top of the mat. And your back is released. And just let your shoulders relax back. Just taking a deep breath in. And exhale fully. And then grab your right knee in towards you. And turn the ankle and just flex it and point it. Flex it and point it. And just moving through, flexing and pointing. And just relax that right foot and now extend the left leg straight along the mat. So let the left leg be down on the floor. Left foot is flexed like you're putting a heel print on the wall in front of you. So you're hugging the right knee in and you're pressing the left heel away from the left hip, engaging that left thigh as if you wanted to press it down into the floor while you hug the right knee in closer. And now bend the left knee, place the left foot flat on the floor, let go of the right knee, and now switch. So grab the left knee in towards you now. Keep the shoulders relaxed and flex the left foot and point it. Flex and point. Flex and point, rolling through that ankle, and then relax the foot, and then extend the right leg out now straight along the mat. So let that right heel push away from the hip, really engaging that right thigh, and then draw the left knee in closer towards you. Keeping the shoulders back, keeping the jaw relaxed, and the neck muscles soft. Breathing into your stride, bending the right knee, place the right foot flat on the floor, let go of that left knee. So both feet are flat on the floor, both knees are bent, arms are down by your side. Try to bring your heels even close to your hips. So your feet should be hip width distance apart, but the heels are as close to the hips, maybe meeting up with your fingertips if that's a possibility. And now with your inhale, lift your hips up as high as you can, almost like you want to glue the top of your thighs to the ceiling. Keep your knees in alignment of the hips and see if you can interlace your hands underneath you. Even give yourself a little shimmy side to side. I like to do that to get my shoulder blades really tucked in and be able to straighten my elbows. But do what you can and be able to lift the hips up nice and high so the chest is coming towards your chin. And just breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. And even in this last breath, inhale, lift your hips up as high as you can. And then exhale, let go of the fingers and lower the pelvis down. Take the feet out a little wider than the hips, maybe to the edges of the mat. Take the arms out like the letter T, and then let the knees fall to the right. And then let the knees fall to the left. So it's kind of like a windshield wiper moment where your legs are nice and far apart and they're wide. So take it to the right and take it to the left. Feel that mobility now throughout the entire body. Take them to the right one more time. And then see if on the right side, pause there, take your right ankle or heel and hook it around the outside of the left knee. So it encourages the left leg to come down. And now take your arms up overhead, stretch really big, get that little tweak in the lower back, and take your right hand around your left wrist and give it a little tug here. And then relax the arms. And then slide the arms back out like the letter T with the palms up. Unhook that right foot. And then lift the legs back up so the knees come up and the legs are still wide. Let the knees fall to the left now. And now hook your left ankle around that outside of the right knee, encouraging the right leg to come down. Take the arms up overhead, stretch really big here. And then take your left hand around your right wrist. Give it a little tug there, just a little. And then relax the arms overhead. Take a pause here and just breathe. The weight of the left leg carrying the right one down. Only to take the arms back out like the letter T, unhook the left foot, bring the knees back up in the center. Take a breath. Enjoy this time, just pausing, letting the body temperature starting to come down a little by little. Let the knees perhaps knock in towards each other for a moment now. And then eventually you're just going to slide the legs out, perhaps taking them out hip width distance apart or as wide as the mat, and just kind of pause. Then take a big open stretch. So take the arms up overhead, stretch super big here, and then relax. Again, flex everything, stretch your fingers out, flex your feet, and relax. One more time, flex the feet, stretch your arms up overhead, and relax. And now take your arms down by your side, not glued by your side, but take them a little away from the body, having them straight, palms facing up. Legs are relaxed. Maybe lift your head and place it back down again if that feels comfortable to you. And take a deep inhale. And exhale fully out of the mouth and let yourself deflate into the floor. Give your body permission to take final rest now. So take a moment to just scan the body from head to toe behind your eyelids. Feeling just the gravity of the earth drawing your legs near. Letting your thighs relax. Your feet relax. Your pelvis, your chest feels like it's sinking into the floor. The arms feel heavy, almost like tree limbs fallen on the ground. Fingers in no particular shape. Your chest, your neck, your face, the skin and the muscles all melting over the bones. Even feeling like your ears are pinning back and your hair could be relaxed. I guess if you have hair. The more you relax and release, it's like you're telling your body that it's okay to absorb the practice. Absorb the postures, the asanas. And just take in and drink in the goodness of what they all have to offer physically, mentally, and spiritually. With this relationship that you build every time you visit the mat. Feel your skull very heavy. Feel like all the excess information and thoughts that distract you are able to dump out into the mat, no longer needed. Let the breath just deepen and deepen as you release. Take a deep breath in, fill your body with breath, and then exhale fully, letting yourself deflate, perhaps even sighing. And just feel. Take a moment. And then let your fingers and your toes kind of come alive a little bit here. Maybe you feel a twitch or two. And eventually taking your hands to your belly, just kind of bending the elbows and reconnecting. Maybe shake your head no, rocking your skull side to side always feels good as well. Any stretching that you feel good about. Maybe you even stretch overhead. Maybe you bend your knees. Just find your way as you bend your knees and place your feet on the floor. Stretch overhead again. And then eventually roll to your right side into a fetal position. Again, just releasing, just feeling like you could start over from this point here. Then slowly, keeping the eyes closed, make your way back to a cross-legged position, crossing at the shins or the ankles, sitting up tall, and slowly bringing the hands into heart center, into prayer, honoring the intention. Let's seal the practice with your last breath. And sealing today, take the intention, take your gratitude for yourself, and take your last inhale breath to seal it. As you inhale, take your prayer hands all the way up overhead, stretch. And as you exhale, bow forward, placing the hands down onto the floor or the earth. Pay gratitude to yourself and this life you get to have. And pay gratitude to the earth that supports you and that exchange of energy, that ebb and flow of energy every day. Pay gratitude to your abundance. Take a deep inhale. Exhale fully. And now go out there and go share that abundance. And I'll be sure to see you next week on Monday. Namaste.